ideas. Good morning to everybody. I am Narayanan Tannani, Administrative Officer, Vedavyasa Institute of Technology. Today is August 15th, our Independence Day, the most commemorable day in the history of our nation. On this day, VVIT is hosting a virtual Independence Day celebration. Due to COVID-19 pandemic and the resultant restriction in hygienic and social interactions, the pomp and splendor of our National Day celebration is reduced to a virtual celebration. On this auspicious occasion, it is my privilege to hoist our national flag on behalf of Vedavyasa Institute of Technology, an institution keen to foster the human values enshrined in our national flag, the eternal human values symbolized by the tricolored flag. Though we hoist our national flag on all national days, I feel that we are not conscious of, or rather serious about, the significance of the values which each color represents or symbolizes. The saffron color stands for sacrifice and selflessness. All of us know that white color symbolizes truth and purity. The dark green is a symbol of courage and energy. The Ashoka Chakra in the center stands for peace and progress. All of us, all Indians, are expected to follow the messages symbolized and envisaged by our national flag. We, the people of India, live in an atmosphere of freedom in all its sublime aspects. Our constitution guarantees every citizen the fundamental rights, that is, the right to equality, the right to freedom, the right against exploitation, then cultural and educational rights, right to freedom of religion, and right to constitutional remedies. So we have 6 fundamental rights, and the most important one is right to constitutional remedies. That is, whenever our rights are infringed, whenever our freedom is curtailed by anybody, if it is the provision guaranteed by constitution, certainly we can resort to the constitutional remedies. We can approach the High Court for redressal of our grievances. So these are actually the fundamental rights guaranteed by our constitution. It is worthwhile to think about these rights at this juncture of celebrating our Independence Day. We should always remember, we should always bear in mind that the rights and duties go hand in hand. We know when the Constitution ensures certain rights, that is, right to freedom, then right to equality, then right against exploitation, then cultural and educational rights, right to freedom of religion, right to constitutional remedies, etc. The Constitution also expected discharging of some duties on the part of the citizen, or duties by the citizen. So actually there are certain duties. There are about 11 duties. I'm not enumerating them one by one. Anyhow, I should mention it here because it is a very important day. It's a very important day. So we should obey. Actually, the main duties are, we should obey the Constitution, we should respect its ideals, we should respect the institutions and our national flag, national anthem, and also we should foster liberty, justice, equality, and institutions like, we should respect the institutions like executive, that is the governmental organizations, then legislature, that is assembly, or legislature refers to parliament, or the legislative assembly in the state, whatever it be, and also the judiciary. We should respect all these things. Then again, another important duty cast upon us is to cherish and foster the noble ideals that inspired our freedom struggle. At this point of celebrating our Independence Day, we should bear in mind, we should remember, we should commemorate the great sacrifices, the great services rendered by the great freedom fighters led by Mahatma Gandhi ji. We should be aware of the noble ideals that inspired our freedom struggle. Then only we can be worthy citizens. So in that aspect also, we should remember the duties on our part. The next one is we should uphold and protect the sovereignty and unity of our nation. So the sovereignty, the integrity of the nation is very significant. Any act on our part to destroy, to disrupt, to demolish that concept, that is the concept of sovereignty and the integrity of our nation, should not be from us, should not be on our part. So that is an added responsibility. Then again, we have the responsibility to defend the country and also do national service whenever it is required. That is why in colleges, oh dear students, you know there is national service scheme. Actually, the idea, the force behind this national service scheme is to inculcate, to create, to instill a sense of national service among the students, among the children, and also teach them in what all spheres, in what all capacities, in what all means they can serve the country. And again, because I'm highlighting our duties, it's very significant because as students, actually, I suppose I'm addressing the students in particular, though it is heard or shared or experienced by others as well. So actually, we should promote the harmony and spirit of common brotherhood among all sections of people. Disregarding what? Disregarding the differences on the ground of religion, language, region, etc. And we are supposed to abstain from, refrain from, keep ourselves away from any act or practice against the dignity of women. Then again, it's our duty to protect and improve our natural environment, that is forests, lakes, rivers, wildlife, etc. are our properties, our eternal properties, our eternal surrounding, and actually it is our duty to preserve all these things. And again, we should develop a scientific temper in all our activities, all our vocations, all our learning courses, and we should safeguard public property. And all the more, and very significant, I should say it, actually the duties, the fundamental duties envisaged in the Constitution, one of the most significant duties is to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity. What's the purpose of that? So that the nation constantly rises to higher levels. So you see, every citizen, every individual, or every student to strive towards excellence in all spheres of his or her individual activity, collective activity, and so together with individual progress, together with improving social and intellectual progress, individual progress, the nation can also progress. And again, some duties, other duties are there, the duties of parents to look after their children, to give education to their children, etc. So you see, really, at this time, when we are celebrating Independence Day, it is worthwhile to think about our duties rather than our rights. But all of us are very much or over aware or very much sensitive about our rights. Often we forget about our duties. You see, we have a constitution which stipulates provisions to preserve all our rights. And of course, we are fortunate. We have a good constitution ensuring every citizen all human and democratic rights, the provisions of which, if sincerely followed, will definitely create, I should say, a heaven on earth. Certainly, we can create a heaven on earth, a heaven, a short heaven in India, an epitome of heaven in India, if we sincerely adhere to observe, obey the noble principles and rules enshrined in our constitution. But unfortunately, at the same time, we have a set of rulers, a set of leaders whose acts lead us to the paths of hell. So it is our duty to guard against such evil forces which mislead us in our life and aggravate our activities towards the paths to heaven. Paths to hell instead of heaven. At this juncture of celebrating our Independence Day, we should be aware of the sad fact that our main enemy, the main enemy of our nation, is within us, within our own country, not from outside. There is corruption, unbound corruption, uncontrolled corruption everywhere, in high places as well as in every walks of life. I need not mention any instances or examples at this moment, because it is not proper on our part, because it will be interpreted as political discussions and all that. So anyhow, at this holy hour of Independence Day celebration, let us take an oath to wage an endless war against corruption. Without eliminating corruption, we can't preserve our independence. It is more contagious. Corruption is more contagious and contaminating than coronavirus or COVID-19 that we confront today, that we face today. Another challenge to our democracy and freedom comes from terrorism, anti-national and disruptive activities. It is time for us to take an oath of allegiance to our nation and strive to preserve our unity in diversity at any cost, abstaining from all anti-national activities. Another point to think of on this day is the impact of cyber offenses on our individual and national life. We know we live in a technological age. Of course, technological innovations have brought us to sublime heights in all spheres of life, activities of life, and the enjoyment of life, both individual and social. But at the same time, we should see that this freedom, this cyber freedom, or this technological innovations based on this cyber facilities should not disrupt or destroy our harmony and peaceful coexistence. While exercising our right to freedom, we should not infringe the equal and rightful freedom of others. Hi, dear students, we should always bear in mind our rights and duties should always, once again I am emphasizing on that point, our rights and duties should always go hand in hand. When we are much bothered of our rights, we should think of our duties as well. Remember at this auspicious hour that you have a great duty, a double duty to perform. That duty is towards you, that duty is towards your family, that duty is towards your community, that duty is towards the society, that duty is towards our nation, and that duty is towards even the world at large. You know well what is a duty as a student. You know well if you discharge that in a good manner, if you perform your duties in a befitting manner, certainly you can ensure your growth, your family's growth, your community's growth, your society's growth, and even the nation's growth. So remember, then only can the freedom be preserved. Happy Independence Day. Thank you all. Jai Hind.